not listen to this recording whilst driving or operating any machinery. Hello there, my name is Ellen Booth and I am a registered clinical hypnotherapist. Also, I would like you to know and be aware of that I myself am also an adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse. Do you have issues with trusting other people? Do you have commitment issues, especially in relationships? This is a big question, because if that is the case, that you have trust and commitment issues, this is where we are going to address that and make necessary changes to your life. Women survivors of childhood sexual abuse are not as affected in this way as opposed to male survivors. I myself am a female survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and with the many other millions of other women survivors out there who were also sexually abused as children, we do not have as much of an issue as male survivors with trusting others and having commitment issues. Childhood sexual abuse affects male survivors differently to how it affects female survivors. The reasons behind the difficulty of men who have been sexually abused as children in trusting and committing as opposed to women survivors are multifaceted. Societal expectations around masculinity and the nature of developmental trauma caused by child sexual abuse and the impact of trust on survivors' ability to form healthy relationships are all key factors. Men may minimise the severity of their abuse or its impact on their lives, which can lead to a disconnect from their emotional needs and hinder their ability to heal. Additionally, societal norms equating masculinity with self-control, rational thinking and emotional resilience, and emphasises focusing solely on what is within your control and gracefully accepting whatever happens outside of it. Stoicism and the denial of vulnerability can make it difficult for men to acknowledge their experiences and seek help. These factors contribute to the challenges that men face in trusting and committing, often resulting in a cycle of pain and avoidance. So that's a little bit of information on how it affects male survivors differently from female survivors. And this hypnotherapy that I'm about to do with you is solely for male survivors, and the way that men are impacted with trust and commitment because they were sexually abused as a young boy when they were growing up. So, and there's one other thing I'd like you to know. You are not alone. studies suggest that 1 in 6 boys will experience sexual abuse by the time they reach the age of 18 years old. And yet most cases of sexual abuse in boys goes unreported. So what I'd like to really get across to you now, it's still going on. It's still out there. All of these young boys, 1 in 6 boys, are being sexually abused by the time they reach the age of 18. Why is this still such a common problem? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the men, the adult male survivors of childhood sexual abuse, will not speak up. Most of them have never told anyone, let alone come forward and speak up about this. And because the men will not speak up, understandably, that is why 1 in 6 boys still today are being sexually abused by the time they reach the age of 18. And I can fully understand why most men will not come forward, because it's different from women who were sexually abused as young girls, because it's different for the men, because it's homosexual sexual abuse and there's a lot that goes with it. And I'm not going to go too deeply into it, but one of the big things about male survivors, that when they were a boy and the abuse was happening, as a young boy, they did not understand that any arousal, any erection, any sexual satisfaction, any sexual pleasure does not make them responsible for the abuse. And that is because your private parts and your genitalia were acting as normal. They were only responding to what was normal sexual function as a boy back then. It was not your fault and does not make you responsible for the abuse if there was any arousal, any erection, any satisfaction, any sexual pleasure. And I will be very blunt about that, because I think it needs to be said that a lot of men feel very deeply ashamed and violated that they were made to feel any pleasure at all. It is not your fault. What was happening was a normal thing to happen. But because you were a young, innocent boy, you did not understand that. And you've grown up into an adult man now, carrying that pain, that guilt, that misplaced shame in what happened to you. And that's being very blunt about it and being very direct, that a lot of the problem is the deep shame, the homosexual shame about it. You've nothing to be ashamed of and you've nothing to be frightened of. Alright? This hypnotherapy is not going to be anything about the things that I've just mentioned. It's not going to be anything about anything like that. The hypnotherapy I'm going to show you is, there's an element of inner child healing with it, where you'll be making contact with the boy that you once were, and there'll be some communication between you and that boy that you once were. There'll be some communication between the two of you in order for you to resolve your feelings on trust and commitment issues. So there's nothing to worry about. It's all going to be kept very, very clean, very respectful and with dignity. And it's to help you connect to the boy you once were, to sort out any commitment issues and trust issues. Okay. So I'm now going to begin the hypnotherapy. Now, if you'd like to make yourself comfortable, whether you prefer to sit up and listen or lay down is absolutely fine. As you wish. But uncrossing any hands, arms, legs or feet as you sit or lay, and this is to allow circulation throughout your body when you are deeply relaxed. And hypnotherapy is extremely deeply relaxing, mentally in your mind and physically in your body, as you will soon find out. And you can have your eyes open or closed as you wish, or you can open and close them at any points throughout. Now, if you'd like to focus on your breathing, and notice how with every breath that you breathe in, you breathe in calmness, peace and relaxation. And with every breath that you breathe out, you breathe out any worries or tension. And this is a process that will continue throughout and even beyond the hypnotherapy. With every breath you breathe in and out. Now, throughout the course of this hypnotic meditation, you will hear many positive suggestions and ideas. And all of those positive suggestions and ideas, you can allow them to go deep in the back of your mind, causing a very deep and lasting impression there. So you can allow all of the suggestions to have full impact, and you can use them as you wish throughout your daily life, knowing that those positive suggestions and ideas, you can allow them to completely reprogram the way that your subconscious mind thinks, functions and behaves. And you allow that with your full permission, whether you approve or do not approve, because you have full control of your own mind throughout the whole procedure, and you can accept accept or reject any of the suggestions given. But I want you to know, even though you're quite within your rights to accept or reject, because you are going to follow a series of suggestions that you would approve and accept, you'll know they're for the benefit of your life and future, and knowing they're the best benefits and in the best interests for you, you can allow them to have full impact, causing a very deep, lasting, permanent change in the way you think and behave. Okay. So, the reason you're listening to this whole hypnotherapy that I'm talking to you right now, you're listening right now, and I want you to know that with every breath you breathe in, you breathing deep, deep, physical relaxation with every breath you breathe in, that relaxes your body so deeply down, deeply relaxed. Your body so deeply relaxed, there may be times you will not even be aware of your body at all. And with every breath you breathe out, you breathe out all of the rubbish, all of the emotional baggage, all of the emotional garbage that you wish to release and change for the better. And mentally, as well as your body being very physically deeply relaxed and asleep, mentally though, your mind will be very highly alert, very aware, a heightened state of concentration and awareness, aware of each and every word you hear me say to you. And you're listening, and you're ready, very, very ready. So without further ado, let's get on with this right now. You're relaxed, you're comfortable, mentally and physically. Now's the time to make a deep impact on your life right now. You have trust and commitment issues. You have issues about trusting other people. Everyone in your everyday life, perhaps. Even friends and loved ones who are dearly close to you. You have these trust issues. You have issues with relationships in a loving romantic relationship. You have relationship issues as well. And this is all because, especially because what happened to you as a boy, because you are an adult man who was sexually abused as a child. And I want you to know, even if you were to set up a barrier, a protective barrier right now, so that everyone is an arsehole until proven otherwise. Everyone's an arsehole until proven otherwise. That would certainly be a big improvement from not trusting or committing to anyone at all. If you need for people to prove themselves to you first, there is no harm in that. So, if everyone needs to be an arsehole until proven otherwise, then there's no harm in that. Let them prove themselves to you. You have two choices here. You can never trust or commit again to anyone. That's one choice. Or your second choice, you can try to work on it now. Try to work on it right now. And I'm going to take you through a very powerful process in a few moments' time that will help bring you on this journey to recover from your trust and commitment issues. So, I begin. There is a very important point that I would like to emphasise to you right now. Recognise right now that whatever happened when you were a boy should not impact trust and commitment now, in the here and the now, in your adulthood as a man. Recognise that should not be impacting you, and the fact that it is impacting you, that's what we're going to do something about. We're going to do something about that when you were a young boy. I'm going to take you through a very powerful visualization. And even if you're not the best at visualizing and seeing pictures and images and visions in your head, if you hear sounds and words much easier in your head, if you can hear sounds and words as if someone was saying it out loud, that is also fine. You'll hear sounds and words that will say what there is to say. If you're more of a feeling person, where you have feelings that are physical and emotional, and feelings that are enlightening, that tell you things, feelings that you're very good at understanding those feelings, then you'll do that. Whether you are visual, sound, or a feeling person, this technique will work just as well for you, whether you see it, hear it, or feel it. So here it goes. I would like you to imagine right now that you are stood in your bathroom. In your bathroom where you get washed and changed and you do all of your work to get yourself ready and prepared when you get washed and dressed and ready for the day. You stood in your bathroom, and I want you to look in the mirror. I'm presuming you have a mirror in your bathroom because you shave your face, or you brush your teeth, or I expect you probably shave, or even if you're hairy and you don't shave, you are looking in your mirror in your bathroom right now. You're looking in that mirror in your bathroom. Now, as you look at your reflection in that mirror, you see your face exactly how you look now as a man, the age you are, the man that you are today. Look at your reflection, at that man staring back at you. Deep inside the soul of that man that you are, deep inside you, is a young boy from a very long time ago that was betrayed, that was harmed, that was treated in a way that you will never forget, and that you'll never be able to just dismiss it. A very sad boy. And as you look at your reflection in the mirror of the man you are now, in a few moments' time, as I say these words to you, each and every word I speak, that reflection in the mirror of the man you are now will change. I'm going to count to 5. And on each number I count forward, that reflection of you in the mirror as a man will change, will become younger and younger and younger until it reaches the boy that you were. At that age that you were, or if it was an age of many years that you were, multiple ages that you were, there'll be a reflection of that boy that is significant, and the reflection of the boy in the mirror will look exactly the way you did back then. It will have the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the baby facial features, the baby skin, the baby look, the youthfulness, the youth, the youngness of that boy. The reflection will become that boy you were. With each number I count forward from 1 to 5. And when I get to the number 5, the reflection of that man in the mirror would have turned into the boy that you were when what happened to you happened all those years ago. So, without further ado, and you're looking in the mirror at your reflection right now. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5, and you see that boy you once were. Okay, now, depending on how visual you actually are, if you're a visual person, I'm sure you can see the reflection of that boy very clearly. If you're more of an auditory sound person, then you'll hear every word that boy says. If you're a feely person and you have feelings, you'll feel what that boy felt. But what I want you to do is, in a few moments, I'm going to give you 3 minutes of silence. And in that 3 minutes of silence, I want you to communicate with that boy that you once were. You ask the boy about all your feelings back then as a boy, as to what is stopping you from trusting and committing to people and trusting, committing relationships. What are the fears? What is the boy afraid of? How does the boy feel? What feelings does the boy have that is affecting your trusting commitment in your adulthood as a man? You'll have questions and answers for the boy, and the boy will have questions and answers for you as a man. And between the two of you, boy and man, in that 3 minutes, I want you to communicate with each other about your trusting commitment issues, and I want you to really help each other out here, because this is now your opportunity to do so. And I give you that 3 minutes of silence now. Okay. And I hope you told that boy you once were in the mirror, I hope you told them what you needed to tell them to help yourself as an adult man now. And I hope that boy in the mirror that you once were was able to help you help you as the man you are now, and I hope you can help each other. Now, as the adult man that you are now, you can fully integrate into your mind, body and soul. You fully integrate all of that learning that you learnt from the young boy in the mirror. And for the young boy in the mirror to fully integrate into its mind, body and soul all the learning you gave it as an adult man that you are now. You fully integrate it into the boy in the man. You integrate it now. Now it is time to say goodbye to that boy in the mirror. Say goodbye to the boy in the mirror. Say goodbye now. And know that if you ever want to communicate with the boy ever again, all as you do is take 5 minutes of your time away from everything else. You find a mirror, you stand and look in the mirror, or sit and look in the mirror, and you intend that the boy will come, and the boy will come in the mirror, and then you can do so and have your communication between the two of you. If ever you want to do that again, you just look in the mirror and intend it. Now, you say goodbye to that boy now, and the mirror disappears. And now you are just you as an adult man again. And I want you to know that from now on, from this moment forwards, now that you've had some communication with that boy you once were, I want you to know that things are going to get better now. You'll find that with a little bit of faith in yourself, a little bit of bravery, a little bit of courage and confidence, and you can trust and you can commit when you feel intuitively, when you feel that your gut is telling you that something is right. Maybe something's telling you that this new girlfriend you have is right. She's lovely, she's pretty, or whatever she looks like. She's a lovely person. You can allow things to progress. And if you're gay and it's another man that you're afraid of committing to, whether your preferred relationship is with a man or a woman, I want you to know that you can trust. If you feel it's right, if you feel they're a good person and they've proved themselves. Everyone can be an arsehole until proven otherwise. That's all right. But if you don't trust or commit, how are you ever going to progress? How are you ever going to find love? Long-term love and commitment. You deserve to be loved. I want you to know right now that you deserve to be loved. And you tell yourself now that you deserve to be loved, because you do. And I'm sure you've got a lot of love to give, whether it's to that man or woman in your life. You've got a lot of love to give. And I want you to promise yourself right now that you're going to make an effort to move forward with your life. And you're going to do everything you can to help yourself with love, commitment and trust. With anything in life, trust. With anything. Okay. And I want you to know that you can listen to this hypnotherapy as many times as you need to. And each and every time you listen to it, it will have a deeper, stronger impact, and it'll work better every time you do it. And I want you to know that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to do well and succeed. You deserve the best. You deserve any way that you can better your life. You deserve goodness. You're a good person. You are worthy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of success. You are worthy. Tell yourself now that you are worthy. Go on, tell yourself now in your head, I am worthy, and I deserve happiness. I deserve success. I deserve love. And that you're gonna help yourself move on. Right. Now, in a few moments' time, I'm going to awaken you and bring you out of this hypnotic meditation and end it so that you can move forward with your life. But just before I end it and bring you out, I just want you to know that you love yourself. You love yourself unconditionally. No matter what you've ever said or done in your life, you love yourself regardless. You love yourself unconditionally, no matter what you've ever said and done. You forgive yourself over matters that no longer serve you. You forgive yourself over matters that really don't matter anymore. And you have that want and that desire. You have that fire in your belly to better your life in every way you can. Better yourself with love and success. Now, I'm going to awaken you. In a few moments' time, you'll hear me count from 1 to 10. You'll become more and more awake with each ascending number. By the count of 8, you would have opened your eyes, if not already. And by the count of 10, you'll be fully wide awake. 1, 2, 3, waking yourself up now. 4, 5, 6, more and more awake. 7, 8, opening your eyes. 9 and 10, fully wide awake.